Well, it's Cody from Keepers Nerd. I'm once again joined by
Will.
And this is our mid-season finale, which is really weird and dumb, of Invincible Season 2. But also, what would you describe this as, Will?
Just complete and utter insanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still trying to just process what happened.
Yeah.
And I say that with every episode because, that's pretty much just how they leave you. It's just like, this happened, and now you get to think about it. All right.
Yeah, so just real quick, because obviously spoilers for this, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being epic, where is this episode for you?
Without a doubt, a 10.
10?
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Okay. And that's fair.
For good reason.
I have to say something, though. I am going to rate this at a 9.95.
Okay.
Here's why.
Of course it's not perfect. But
Nope,
it's not that. Just about.
It's not that. It's not that at all. The episode itself was perfect.
Really? So why isn't it a perfect 10?
It's the 0.05. And again, somebody on the internet is going to be like, well, it obviously isn't perfect if you're saying it's 0.05 not. Everything in the episode was perfect except for the continuing issue that we've had of not making sense. The 0.05 that doesn't work at all is, once again, Amber. That's it. That's it. That's the only reason it's not a 10.
So anytime Amber's in an episode, it immediately docks points.
When she says things that don't make sense, that don't line up with her character, that are stupid.
That is pretty fair.
Just get rid of her.
I think my 0.5 for me is Amber and Eve.
Really?
Yeah, I think Eve was just being way too dramatic.
Okay.
I get that she's had a lot of stuff mess her up in this show so far, but at the same time, you're a superhero that can literally just manifest anything at will.
Yeah.
You got to get your crap together, man.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not trying to be indifferent, but you're literally a superhero. You can't cry about it. I'm sorry.
She's in a rough spot.
She's in a rough spot, and technically she's not being a superhero right now. But at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that you have powers,
right?
And you're going to be pretty much expected to use them,
right? And so, as a side note, why I say that the episode itself really is overall a 10, but that one thing isn't. It's like, she didn't have anything to do really with the episode. It was just a scene to have Adam and Eve feel more down at most. And even then it was barely there at all because that scene didn't have to happen.
Right.
And
we didn't really get any resolution from that.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to find out what happened in the episode.
Yeah. The episode itself is epic.
Bonkers.
This is amazing. The amount of just telling story to shape the world is way less. They're focusing on way less people, even though there's a lot of talking. It didn't feel like that.
No, it didn't. It was paced just right this time, which I really appreciated. Because I felt like in the past few episodes, they've been rushing and rushing and rushing to get as much information into you as they can.
Yeah.
So that finally they can slow down for this episode and start this season's arc.
Right.
For real this time.
For reals.
Right. It's we're done telling all the story and all the build-up.
Uh-huh.
We're just going to lay it out for you now. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
In a very, very crazy way.
Yeah. Overall, just awesome. Just awesome. And it literally is just Amber, anytime she shows up and doesn't follow any of her first season journey that was just a few months ago, and just goes, well, the issues with dating a superhero. Am I right?
Right.
You would literally have lost your mind as you did all season.
Right.
Season 1. That was just a few months ago.
He was literally just going across the city to help something, let alone, now he's going to space and you're like, I guess that's just going to happen. It sucks, but perils of dating a superhero.
Am I right? Am I right? You know? Ugh, I hate her. She's the worst. So, okay, let's talk through the focal points. I think there's there's 4. There are 4 here. First off, we have Debbie's subplot of just still dealing with things. And she just wanders for a while, but then when she finally makes it home, actually, she talks to Nolan's grave.
Yeah.
She doesn't want the money for the book stuff that Nolan wrote.
Which I don't even remember that happening in first season.
I don't remember if they even said it or not. I don't remember.
It's like I don't remember this being a thing.
But it kind of makes sense.
Now the books mean something, and we'll touch on that later.
Yeah.
But
and then Art shows up and talks with her, and Mark Hamill, a mastercraft. He is just amazing. You can
top
tell,
tier voice actor.
Yeah, you can tell even in his voice, like he's getting older because it's getting. There's
Don't
moments
remind
where
me.
it was deeper, and it's like watching Incredibles 2.
Yeah,
The Mr. Incredible voice actor, he's getting older.
Yeah,
and you can tell it because there's times when he's talking, you're like, it's been a long time since the first movie because he is not speaking at the same speed he used to, and Art. Just
slowing down.
Yeah, Mark Hamill. But it's not that it's bad at all. It's not. It's just interesting to note that.
Right.
Because he's so good at emotionally emoting in his speech. But it was just an interesting note to see how his speech was grovelly at times. And you're like, that sounds like just Mark Hamill.
It fluctuated quite a lot.
Yeah, like he's just getting older because I think he's in his 70s now, and
that's scary.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be sad.
Yeah, that could happen at some point.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was even sad when Carrie Fisher.
I know.
Gosh.
Because Mark Hamill, I was telling Will that sometimes I just want to go back and rewatch the old Batman cartoon just to listen to Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill because they just
are great.
They knock it out of the park. I don't know. When somebody asks who's the best Joker, I jokingly tell them Jim Carrey because he really plays the Joker as the Riddler in the live action stuff. But really the answer should be Mark Hamill because especially when they got him back for the Arkham series of video games. Oh, yeah. And did they have Kevin Conroy in that too? I think so.
I don't know.
I thought so. I can't remember. But just really cool. Sorry, tangent. But just voice acting, man. So good. And Mark Hamill.
We all know the best live action Joker is obviously Heath Ledger.
Yes.
Undisputed.
Yes. So we should have a debate through that actually at some point because it'd be interesting.
Right.
So I do
Make like a tier list of like Jokers and stuff.
That's a great idea.
Huh. Yeah.
I like it. We would have to include Jim Carrey though, unfortunately.
He's getting in the bottom tier.
For you?
Yeah.
Who?
Jared Leto.
No, never mind. No, never mind. You didn't hear nothing. Okay.
Well, we can't. We don't have time for that.
Yeah. So the next part focus on would be Donald.
Yeah.
He's starting to realize that he's a clone or something.
Yeah.
Because he finds his glasses in the explosion next to Debbie's house because he goes to try to talk with her. Because of last episode, he noticed that she was looking at him really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't find her. Finds the glasses, and they still have the glasses part still, including the wire frames.
They're buried in the ground somehow. Just magically survived the explosion, but okay.
Yeah.
We'll leave it for plot.
Makes 100% sense. So there's that, and he eventually stabs himself. I thought he was trying to get a tracker out.
Yeah. Well, we skipped the part. He goes back to the headquarters.
Yeah.
And uses Cecil's password, which is very sus, and gets into the computer and rewatches the footage of the Grayson surveillance house explosion. And he watched Omni-Man kill him, essentially.
Yeah, so he sees his own death.
Blows up in the house. And so he freaks him out. So then, like Cody said, he grabs a knife and just stabs himself in the wrist.
Yeah.
But
there's no tracker.
There's no tracker.
So apparently he was just checking to see if he was human.
Yes.
And then there's one weird thing, though.
The knife is bent when he pulls it out.
Yeah, and the only speculation I had on that was just that maybe he's part Viltrumite now. That Cecil made a clone, but it's also
maybe
Viltrumite DNA. I don't know. But
But whatever it is, he's now very strong. At least his bones are. Because that's what I'm assuming is what happened. Is the knife hit the bone.
Do you think it's that or the skin?
I think it's the bone because if it was the skin, I don't think the knife would have penetrated at all.
Well, maybe, I mean, he's not obviously like full Viltrumite or anything, and he's like a kind of thing. I don't know if it's Viltrumite, but it just seems like he's more durable, but I don't know. Maybe it is the bone. It just, to me,
like an adamantium situation where like it's
Maybe.
like the skeleton that's
or I mean, it's like the skin with Omni-Man, that even his suit is bulletproof along with Omni-Man.
yeah, that's true.
So it's like skin on a Viltrumite is even durable.
Yeah.
Which apparently Viltrumite hair is crazy durable. So how does Nolan
we'll touch
shave?
on that though.
Now I need to know that part, because how does he shave? Does he just like take his hand and go, ha ha?
Diamond razors.
Yeah, like it's weird. So I think that's all for now.
For Donald.
Donald, my goodness, I was going to say Dylan.
Donald.
Donald. Okay, so the third arc is Adam Eve, because we see Amber and what's his friend's name also? William for a second, and again it's just a minor thing with just Amber doesn't add up at all. They changed her. And Adam Eve is trying to spend time with people because she's still upset about the Chicago stuff. And they have to brush her off because they already have plans with friends. But they plan on the next day. And where does Adam Eve go for the night? Because she says she has a place in town.
The old... crap. What was their superhero team called? Before they joined the Guardians.
The Young Avengers.
No, it was like...
Teen Force. No.
Teen Team.
Teen Team.
Something like that.
I think you're right.
I don't know. But their headquarters in the bridge.
What was... Maybe. Is it Teen Team? The other
I think it's like
group?
Teen Force.
Okay, yeah. Look it up real quick, because I don't remember. But yeah, she's crashing there. And it's once again like a shower, it sounds like. And so we're all like going, oh crap, it's some weird new
it is
awkward
not
thing. Team Force is the one.
Why is it showing me Space Stars from Hanna-Barbera? What?
Do a search for
Teen Force
Adam Eve's team in Invincible and see what that
Eve. That's not it.
I don't know, because I can't remember because I think she might have been making fun of Team Force.
Maybe.
Anyway, as you see looking that up, Adam Eve hears something in the base. It is Teen Team?
Teen Team.
Okay.
She was a member of Teen Team.
So who's the other team that she makes fun of on the roof when they're sitting up above the high school in the first season? There's another one that they're laughing at, and they're like, we're higher rated than them, right? Oh, yeah, clear, easily.
I can't think of it.
It's such a random thing, but...
It's very random.
The best thing happens with Adam Eve possible. Apparently her nemesis. I don't think she's the only one that's fought him, because I think it was Invincible that fought the guy at one point. But I know Adam Eve's now fought him at least twice in the show, maybe 3 times. And it's the stupid...
At least twice.
It's the stupid guy with the robot laser.
What is his name?
Arm. I don't know. I just want to call him Laser Arm because he's stupid.
That's literally all it is. Yeah.
And he broke into the base to steal some sort of energy thing that
power source
robot had installed a long time ago. And
they don't even name it. She's just like, put back robot's thing.
Yeah.
It's like literally what she says.
Yeah, there's nothing there. But it's interesting. And he installs it to make his blaster even more powerful. And then they have an epic fight up on a bridge.
Yeah.
Mostly because Adam Eve she's so mad and
she just doesn't care.
Aggressive, yeah. That she doesn't pay attention to everything and wants to just keep fighting. And she even says stuff like that. She's like, come on, no, you're not done yet. Let's go.
Right.
And makes it worse to the point of it all goes really bad. And there's an old couple that falls off the bridge in their car. And we don't know at the end of the episode if they survive. Because she just yells for help after that. And they start doing CPR, at least on the woman and one to the man, too.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it's interesting.
It's crazy to see her change from such a like morally upright hero to such a broken, like kind of vengeful hero.
She's upset. And of all the people to show up, that guy, and I told you this, Will, during the episode.
He was like one of the first people that she fought in the Adam Eve episode.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of them there as well. Or he is. What's funny is, how does he keep getting out of jail?
Right? How does he keep coming back?
I just don't get it. I forgot there is a 5th story arc. the Muller twins.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, Adam Eve, her story arc ends with her going to, well, where does she end up at the very end? Where's she head? Do you remember?
I thought it was the bridge. Maybe I didn't see that part.
It was right after the bridge stuff. They show her walking into her parents' house.
Oh, yeah, I did not catch that. That must have been very quick.
Yeah, it was just a few second scene. But it was interesting to know, like, she's so messed up, she's actually going back to where her dad is. Like, just a mess. But the other little story arc is, Muller twins, because the one that survives makes a clone, and they immediately go, ha, you're the clone because I'm the one that's messed up, and the one that's messed up goes, you're doing everything I say. And what ends up happening?
He gets jealous and poisons the original.
Yeah. So clearly the idea of having any sort of distinguishing mark is
deadly.
Yeah, it's not good. They need to both be unaware of who's the clone. Although it's always a plot hole to me that if you know you're the original and you were on the right table when you were being copied, and you wake up and you're on the left table, you would look over and go, crap, he's the real one. He's the first one.
Yeah, but I don't think they switch consciousness during that. And they make it, he explains earlier, like I think in season 1, that the process is so seamless that they don't know when they wake up at all.
Right.
It's like they're just waking up and it's like they never left at all.
But that's a weird thing because you share all the memories.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I was on this table.
Maybe they don't look at the table.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that makes it a little strange to me. And every time I think about it, I go, don't even think about it. It's such a minor thing, but it's just funny.
They did explain it, but probably not well enough.
In season 1, they have an explanation, but it still doesn't explain the fact that you could look over and go, if we have the same memories, we would both know I was on that table when this started.
Yeah.
And now I'm over here. So logic would dictate I am copy. What you'd have to do is literally like erase that memory right then or have multiple tables around it to the point where like there's 6 or 7 in a circle and everything's identical. So once you wake up, you have no
idea what table you started.
Right. Something to that effect to where the room was also so enclosed you couldn't tell. Anyway, it's just such a weird little thing. So the main story here is clearly Omni-Man and Invincible. So what's the beginning of the conversation go for them?
Basically, Omni-Man brings Invincible to the planet. Pretty much explains to him that, like, you know, I needed to bring you here. These people do need help. Because Mark thinks that Omni-Man is just lying to him, trying to get him back for whatever reason Omni-Man may have.
And he did lie.
Yeah,
with the alien that sent him. Or came to get him. So, yeah.
With the meteorite thing. But at the same time, the people do need help, and here's why. So, Omni-Man, while being gone from Earth, has taken a new partner. I'll just call it that.
It's a bug!
Wife. Yeah. He married one of the bug people.
And a side note, how long do they live? Because she does mention it.
Not very long.
She gives a specific time frame. A
year.
1 year. Like, jeez. Their life is so short, and then Viltrumites are like, thousands of years old. Just what we do for fun. So, yeah, what else?
And Omni-Man had a son by this woman bug.
And I find it funny, though, too. He's not pale skin like Omni-Man. He's not blue like the bugs.
He's purple.
Just purple. Oh my god, I don't know that those colors would mix and create purple. But anyway, what do I know? Anyway. But he's already aged pretty quickly because it's been they even say that
6 months.
Mark goes, it's been 6 months. So it really has been that time frame I was talking about. It's not been a long time at all.
Right.
Because he finished high school. That means it really was the end of their high school year. 6 months. It's not been very long. Amber should not be like how she is.
Right.
See, again. Amber, 0.05%.
Gosh.
And Omni-Man needs Mark's help because, and he never says sorry though. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He does kind of say that he
Regrets
messed
what
up.
he did.
Yeah.
And he says like it was a huge mistake. But at the same time, he doesn't give Mark an I'm sorry or anything. He's just like, it was a mistake, but it's done and we can't go back, so stop crying about it.
Yeah. That's interesting. Like he's still a Viltrumite.
I'm paraphrasing a lot.
You're fine because it hits. But he's
That's
trying
what
to
it
get
feels like.
Yeah. He tries to get Mark's help because he goes, there will be soldiers coming to get me, and they will destroy everything. I need your help. I can train you, please. And Mark is very resistant, and there's a lot of strong language in this episode around this. And it's an interesting thing that even though I don't like the strong language, it makes sense in the narrative of how upset he would be because he's looking at his dad going, you called mom a pet. You killed thousands of people. You left Earth and then had a kid. You just not only abandoned us, but just moved on from his perspective. And it makes perfect sense. Like he's looking around going, you moved on. And it's never really fully explained why this relationship really happens. Cause the bug goes, I was head over heels for him basically. And there's a funny little joke there cause she doesn't understand the phrase, but why was Nolan looking at the bug and going, yep, you're a keeper. I'll name you Jiminy.
Mind you, Omni-Man knows that this situation is not good because he specifically notes that the Viltrum laws of interbreeding are very simple in that they're only allowed to procreate with Viltrumite similar species such as humans.
Extremely similar.
Extremely similar.
It's a good catch.
But he just outright disobeys that law and procreates with this bug creature. I forget the name of their race.
Thraxans? Thraxan.
But the Flaxans are the ones that he went to in season 1.
I think so, yeah. The Flaxans are the ones that come through the time portal stuff.
And these are Thraxans.
Thraxans and Flaxans, watch out.
Wonderful.
Both kind of bugs. Writing. It's interesting. They are both kind of bugs.
They're like the Flaxans were like green alien people, though.
Right, but they did have a little bit of.
They had really.
I'm not saying like bug like these grasshoppers, but they still.
Their aging was very similar too.
Me with bugs. What if the Flaxans are actually the Thraxans thousands of years in the future?
Huh.
Or from a different like multiverse dimension.
They were from a different dimension.
Yeah,
that part is true.
So. It's awesome, and as they're talking, the 3 soldiers that we saw kill maybe Alan. It looks like he's dead at this point. They arrive, and it's so
damaged Alan.
Because then the old man like shut down life support on him. Like looks like he's dead. So it's the old lady. When we noticed this pretty quickly, I was like, Will, look. Her hair has a knife inside of it. And she like uses it as a weapon. And she's not even like very strong for a Viltrumite, it feels like, because she's pretty skinny.
She got manhandled pretty well by Mark. During the fight.
Once he actually starts fighting.
And stops being a crybaby.
And there's a large bald man with that mustache, and then the nerdy orange-haired guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Quite the interesting trio.
Yeah, the battle commences. Mark needs to get mom and baby away to safety, and yet still one of the Viltrumites tracks him, and Nolan comes to save them because Mark just sucks at fighting Viltrumites because, let's be honest, the closest thing he's fought that's anywhere near this level is Battle Beast. Dad. Yeah, that's true. And I say fight his own dad, but really was he?
Battle Beast whooped him.
Yeah, Battle Beast whooped him.
But then again, that's because like Mark was holding back a lot on Earth. I feel like, and also this was like his first few months as being invincible, so
Right.
he's definitely not an experienced fighter. So I think if he tried Battle Beast again, he actually might have a chance this time.
Right.
Because of what we just saw this episode and how he pretty much just gave up the holding back and just immediately started letting loose.
And I would dare say, I don't know that he really was fighting when he was fighting his dad.
Yeah.
I bet he was holding back so much in that fight.
Because
it's his dad.
It's his, He doesn't want to kill
he
his dad.
He didn't understand his dad yet. He still doesn't, I don't think.
No. But now he might. Because
yeah.
At the end of the fight, Lucan, the guy that Omni-Man we thought killed.
So we hadn't talked about that yet.
We haven't. Yeah,
we missed it. So Omni-Man rushes in to save Mark and his kid and bug wife, and slices this dude's guts open with his hand. Just karate
chop move,
and then plunges a stalactite through him
into the wall.
And the guy's and you're like, okay, he's dead.
Right.
He shows up later.
He comes out of nowhere. And kicks the ever-loving crap out of Omni-Man's spine, and we hear like a pretty good cracking sound.
There's a lot of cracking. You're like, is this a broken back? Like, what the heck?
It's like, man, that is one heck of a chiropractic adjustment.
Yeah. But so Mark and Nolan then go to fight the other two. Mark sucks against the lady because he's not trying until he looks at all the Thraxans that are dead.
And his dad there was a break in between the fight because his dad threw two of the Viltrumites together and basically plunged them down into the earth. And so it bought them some time, and he said, like, you really need to stop holding back, otherwise you and I will both die and the rest of the bugs people on this planet. So like, you really got to get your head out of your butt and actually start killing people right now. And he just like, remember what I said, and then just immediately hops back in the fight after they come back out of the ground. So the lady comes after Mark, and Mark sees what you said, sees the dead people, and just immediately starts going ham.
She starts going hard.
Goes ham on this lady. And
so before we get to the end of that fight,
pretty good.
Nolan and the nerdy guy's fight ends with the nerdy guy, like, he starts squishing his head again, and he's stepping on his head, and he's already messed up. Like, you can tell, like, his skull's broken and his brain's not right. And it cuts away, so we don't ever actually know if he's dead.
I don't know if he actually killed him or not.
But we also don't see him being taken back up to the Viltrumite ship.
Yeah, we only saw Lucan being carried up to the ship.
Somehow Lucan survived all this with his guts. And did you notice after he did the kick on Omni-Man, he was holding his guts with his the little cloth that they wear. He was literally holding his guts to him. And he's like, make sure they're actually dead when you kill somebody. You're like, dude, you're holding your guts in.
Like, you're pretty much there.
Yeah. So what happens in the fight with Mark and the lady?
I'm trying to think back to it now.
He actually is winning. And
he is winning.
He finally beats her and is holding her by the hair.
And while he's like pulling back to punch, she grabs her hair knife and just stabs him through the chest.
Yeah, just totally rips into him, and then he's on the ground and he's like backing up, like, Dad, help me.
Yeah, and his dad comes over and she's about to slit his throat, and Omni-Man punches the crap out of her. Yeah, just absolutely thunders her into like the next realm. And yeah,
they have a quick fight, and it ends with Nolan elbowing her in the face.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god,
right in the jaw,
and just totally takes off her jaw. Like, it's just like gone. Or puts it into her.
But we also don't see her being taken up to the ship, so it's like she died from that.
She's definitely dead. Yeah, there's.
But it's like we have seen much worse stuff happen to these Viltrumites than the jaw broken and shoved. Because the jaw,
though. I don't know. What's the worst we've ever seen happen to a Viltrumite?
Well,
up to this point,
I don't know.
Because I feel like that's pretty bad.
Well, Mark with the Battle Beast thing in his chest.
Yeah,
Lucan should have been dead. We've seen the head get, and then like obviously that scene where the Viltrumites fought each other in season 1, and just, but it was kind of just
a
montage. But it's just weird to me because I mean, you think, okay, it's just the logic of medical stuff, right? Because maybe we'll see her again in the next 4 episodes. Jaw, all right? And it's like down here and back. Well, this jaw, I mean, if it goes back, it's going to break and separate away from the brain area. It should. And when we see her falling, she's still breathing, at least from what I remember of the scene.
But it's extremely, extremely labored.
Right.
Which is not a good
That's why I'm just confused that the one person who shouldn't survive the fight, that has his guts literally hanging out, has been stabbed through a stalactite, survives. And so far that we can see, lady that had her jaw broken off, that they could totally put on a...
It's like, how disorienting is the injury?
Yeah.
I mean, having your guts out, that you can, like, clearly it's manageable because he put it in, like, the sling and just bodied Omni-Man.
Yeah.
But then she gets hit in the jaw and it gets ripped off, essentially. She, like, has, like, a look of, like, shock and fear before she eventually, like falls back. And
maybe she's
goes
just
down.
that old. Maybe.
She does look old.
I thought they got stronger as they got older, but apparently...
Maybe they slow down eventually.
Yeah, but maybe it's also that she is such a frailer person compared to all 3 of these other Viltrumites that we see in Mark, even. I don't know. It's just weird. I just wonder, because I haven't seen suspicion we'll see her. But Lucan's taken to the ship. Omni-Man's taken to the ship and told to Mark that he's going to be put on trial and executed. Or I think just executed.
First crimes. It's executed.
And it's Krieg, was his name?
General Krieg.
With the laser eye. That's what I'm like. This guy has a laser eye. So
that is just a monocle.
Fair. But he tells Mark something very interesting. Because at first I was like, why wouldn't they just take Mark? This makes no sense. And then they explain it. Super simple. What's Mark's mission now?
To replace his dad.
On?
Earth.
And do what?
Get it ready for Viltrum rule.
Yep. Kill a few humans so they don't have to kill millions. Uh-oh.
And it's just crazy how barbaric their society is. It's just like, you have proven your worth in battle, and you are hereby granted your heritage.
See, and that's what's funny, because what do they know of what Mark did? He survived in the sense that he didn't die, but they don't know how well he fought.
I mean...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Just the funny irony there.
He did have a pretty good... Like, if he didn't get stabbed, he would have killed the woman. I don't have a doubt about that.
Right. But were they watching? That's what I wondered.
The ship was nearby.
Yeah. And it's a big ship.
The Viltrumites had to come from somewhere. So clearly they probably have some surveillance equipment on that ship or something of that sort.
I think it was season 1 that eventually at the end, whenever Omni-Man and Mark were fighting, or at the beginning, they start telling, like, Omni-Man starts telling them why they conquer planets like this. Because they don't have very many of them. I think that was from season 1 where they say he says there's just not very many of us, so we conquer in this way of going and being a superhero and then taking over. But it's really interesting because we'll get to see next part of the season what will Mark do. And we still have so many questions about the new supervillain that's been created with the ability to hop universes. There's a lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff coming up. I think
that's crazy.
This episode was fantastic.
Nutty. Really nutty.
I'm excited to see what happens with Mark, with Omni-Man.
Yeah. There's
a lot of Thraxans that died.
I can't wait to see what happens with the coalition of planets. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Especially with, Grandmaster Optimus Prime.
True that.
Turning off.
So there's another plot hole.
Alan's life support. So that's a whole nother plot in itself, because the main people who are going against the Viltrumites are now seemingly corrupt. So it's like, does this universe have any hope at all from being, from stopping the Viltrumites?
Right. Okay, so I just realized something really bad.
Yes.
A plot hole. Who was the one Viltrumite to survive the battle with Omni-Man and Mark?
The lady, right?
No.
Not
that we saw.
Lucan.
Yeah, the one that attacked Mark and Omni-Man's wife and the kid.
Right.
Who saw the wife and the kid?
He did.
He did. He's
so they're
on
not
the ship.
safe.
Yeah, obviously he may be passed out at this point.
But he's going to remember. And he also made a comment about the child.
Yeah, of how messed up that was. And
Right.
he did make a comment about Mark being how messed up that was too, which was funny because then General Krieg's like, "You proved your heritage." And it's like, but
They
Lucan
are
just
similar.
earlier.
He is within the law.
I know, but it was just
technically.
weird because Lucan was like, "You're not right," and then Krieg's like, "Actually, you are." I don't know. It was just weird.
I think he was honestly just more disgusted by the bug creature.
But he
Those
said
are
that
my
stuff.
hybrid kid.
But he said that stuff before he saw the kid. He said
That's
it to
true.
Mark,
But he's like,
and then he
he's
saw the
like,
bug and went, "Oh,
another child." He's like, "Oh god, that's disgusting."
Omni-Man, you messed up." Oh, I love this show.
Those are nuts.
Oh my gosh! So overall, great episode.
Yes.
So good. This
Except
is
for Amber. Stop bringing Amber into episodes. We don't want her.
just move on. Hopefully, Mark will break up with her now because he's like, I've got to be evil now. So
I gotta fight in this intergalactic war now. I can't have a relationship at this time.
yes, please, please, with all things good and holy, get rid of Amber in the show. It's just she doesn't make any sense, and she changes on a dime.
I also wonder what's going on with Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah, we had nothing this episode. Honestly,
Nothing.
I was kind of okay with that.
Yeah, I was too.
That's what's sad because there's just so much.
I'm
in these
good
past two
on
episodes.
the duplicates and the Immortals relationship for a long while.
What do you mean?
So,
What do you mean?
yeah, I don't want to see any more of that.
Never again.
That was horrendous.
Well, please let us know down in the comments below what you thought of episode 4. We finally got the chance to watch it tonight, and we were blown away. It was good stuff, and this is what we were hoping for, and we knew it was coming.
Got it.
But it was just, especially episodes 2 and 3 was just so much.
Slow burn.
Yeah.
Very slow burn.
Yeah, because episode 1 I think had it too, but what was episode 1?
Episode 1 was like, that's what I'm saying. There's so much information dumped that now I can
There's
hardly
a lot.
remember it.
We're gonna have to rewatch this
Yeah.
just to get ready for the second part of the season when it comes out next year.
Definitely.
But please like, share, and subscribe, and let us know down in the comments like things you noticed about the episode.
When is
Where
it
would you
coming
rate
out
it?
again?
I think it was like February or March. We got a little while, and that really is sad because I'm so ready.
I am too.
So ready for this because this episode just put it back on. Like, yes, this is what we knew. This
I wonder if
was
it was because of the writer animator strike.
Well, see, this would have been long before that. So this would have been COVID. That's why this was
Oh, true. Yeah,
so
true.
delayed, if we can even say that. Oops. But like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments below what did you think of this episode and the season so far, and if there's anything you noticed, and what's your rating for the episode and the season as a whole. We didn't really give a rating for that, but it's hard just because the other
Especially
episodes.
because, it's not over yet, so it's
not
hard
over.
to give it a recap.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been Cody, and this is
Keepers of Nerdom.
Take care, y'all. Bye.